We've explored the chilling cases of those who vanished without a trace. But what about the events that left behind a trail of physical evidence, and even more questions? Today, on Uncovered Mysteries, we're delving into 5 of the most profoundly bizarre and unsettling events in history. Moments in time that seem to defy all logic, leaving behind a wake of terror and a legacy of pure, unadulterated mystery. Our journey begins on the morning of June 30th, 1908, in the remote wilderness of Siberia, Russia. At 7:17 a.m., an explosion of unimaginable power erupted in the sky. Eyewitnesses hundreds of miles away reported seeing a fireball brighter than the sun, followed by a shockwave that flattened an estimated 80 million trees across over 2,000 square kilometers. But here's the mystery. There was no impact crater. For over a century, scientists have been baffled. The leading theory is that a massive meteor or comet exploded in the atmosphere a few miles above the ground. But if so, where are the fragments? Searches have yielded no definitive meteorite debris. Alternative theories range from a small black hole passing through the Earth to an experimental energy weapon test. Was it a natural event, a cosmic accident, or something we simply cannot comprehend? The vast, silent devastation of the Tunguska forest holds a secret that may never be revealed. In a small, isolated farmstead in rural Germany, a horrifying and perplexing crime unfolded in March 1922. The family living there, Andreas and Kazilia Gruber, their widowed daughter Victoria, and her 2 children, as well as their maid, were all brutally murdered with a pickaxe. But the case is not just about the brutality, it's about the chilling details leading up to it. Weeks before the murders, the family's previous maid had quit, claiming the house was haunted. The new maid arrived just hours before the attack. The family reported finding a key to the house they had never seen, and footprints leading from the forest to the farmhouse, but not back. Most terrifyingly, Andreas Gruber told neighbors he heard footsteps in the attic, and for several days after the murders, a strange silence fell over the farm, yet neighbors reported seeing smoke coming from the chimney. It seems the killer, or killers, may have stayed in the house with the bodies for days. The crime was never solved, and the eerie, unexplained events leading up to it have left a lingering question. Were the Grubers' deaths a simple, if savage, crime, or the final act of a slow-burning supernatural terror? In February 1978, 5 young men, all with varying degrees of intellectual disabilities, left a small town in California for a basketball game. They never came home. Days later, their car was found abandoned on a remote mountain road, perfectly drivable and with plenty of gas. The keys were still in the ignition. The men had simply walked away. Weeks later, 4 of their bodies were found miles away in a desolate wilderness, having succumbed to exposure. One was found in a small shack, emaciated but alive for several days, despite having access to food and a heat source. The final man, Gary Mathias, was never found. What made them abandon a perfectly working car and walk into the snow? Why didn't they use the resources in the shack? The most baffling piece of evidence is a man who came forward claiming to have seen the 5 men that night. He says they were with 2 other men, a pickup truck, and a mysterious woman, an encounter that terrified him so much he fled. Was it a chance encounter with a killer, or something far more perplexing that made 5 men leave their safety behind and walk to their deaths? For our next case, we turn to the serial killer who became a ghost. From the late 1960s to the early 1970s, a killer in Northern California terrorized the Bay Area, murdering at least 5 people and boasting of many more. But the Zodiac Killer's crimes were not what made him infamous. It was his chilling correspondence. He sent taunting letters and complex ciphers to newspapers, demanding they be published, or he would go on a kill rampage. His letters included precise details of his crimes and a strange, threatening symbol, a circle with a cross through it. He was a master of his own game, sending clues but never revealing his true identity. Despite extensive investigations and countless suspects, the Zodiac Killer was never caught. The mystery continues to captivate the public, and while some of his ciphers have been cracked, his true identity remains one of the most enduring and unsettling cold cases in American history. Our most baffling and deeply unsettling case takes us to the desolate Ural Mountains of Russia in February 1959. 9 experienced ski hikers set up camp on a mountain slope. They never returned. When search teams reached their campsite, they found something out of a horror movie. Their tent had been ripped open from the inside. They had fled into the freezing night, many wearing only socks or underwear. The bodies were found scattered down the mountain, some with strange, unexplained injuries, massive internal trauma, but no external signs of a struggle. A few had shattered skulls, while one woman was missing her tongue. To add to the horror, the clothes of 2 of the hikers contained low levels of radiation. The Soviet investigation simply closed the case, citing a compelling natural force as the cause of death. What could cause 9 experienced hikers to flee to their deaths in the middle of a sub-zero night? A panicked escape from a bear, an avalanche, or something far more sinister and incomprehensible, buried in the snows of Dyatlov Pass? The truth remains shrouded in a fog of speculation and terror. From the depths of the Siberian wilderness to a quiet German farm, these events serve as a chilling reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are a testament to the strange and terrifying side of our world. What do you think happened in these cases? Do you have a theory about the Yuba County Five or the Dyatlov Pass Incident? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to uncover more stories like these, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Your support helps us continue to shed light on the darkness.